We're here today for Times 10 Questions with Helen Mirren. And Helen, welcome. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Okay, so as I was saying, a couple of readers would like to marry you. One of them wants to invite you over for tea.
You said 5 readers wanted to marry me. Were you exaggerating?
I might have been slightly, nerves or something. There's somebody who wants to invite you over to tea, and my favourite reader was the one who said that unlike most women who lose all sex appeal when they get old, you have not. And I thought that was a lovely question to have.
Backhanded compliment, isn't it,
so,
really, like most women? I don't think most women do lose their so-called sex appeal. It just shifts into a different arena. I mean, there's no question, full-on sex appeal is for the young. It is. That's nature, anyway, When they say sex appeal, I don't think they really mean sex. I think they're talking about something else. Some indefinable thing that is to do with appreciation of life, appreciation of, wisdom and all kinds of things. There should be a special word for it. I don't think sex is quite the right word, actually.
Do you think it's important for celebrities and the like to contribute their 2 cents to political, ethical or economical problems?
I mean, I've used my voice as an actress with the media to publicise certain issues. I've been involved with Oxfam. The proliferation of this illegal sale of small arms throughout the world, which is causing such devastation, was one issue I am involved in quite deeply, and the other was Uganda, the war in northern Uganda. So yes, I think it's an absolute legitimate way of using the fact that for some peculiar and incomprehensible reason, the media are more prepared to talk to me about Uganda than a journalist who's lived in Uganda, an investigative journalist who's lived in Uganda for 5 years. But we do have a kind of an access, and I think it is a legitimate use, yes.
One of the readers has noticed the tattoo on your hand and would like to know what it is and why you got it.
To read my book.
They'll have to read your book.
To buy my book.
Good answer. Good answer.
Well, the short answer is I got drunk. No, I did. I got drunk on an Indian reservation in Minnesota when I was working with Peter Brook.
And so it's an Indian?
It's a South American Indian sign, yes.
Another reader would like to know what your favourite vegetable is.
My favourite are potatoes.
Potatoes?
I do love potatoes.
Do you have any affinity with your father's Russian heritage or any interest in the current political climate there?
Yes, I have great interest in the political climate in Russia. I was there not long ago, and to my goodness, that's a complicated place. But yes, of course, I mean, when I go to Russia, I realise I look Russian, People will come up and speak to me in Russian, and they assume that I'm Russian. I mean, growing up as an immigrant, and especially in the situation that I was at home, where we were very much encouraged to forget our Russian heritage as children, I didn't, make a thing about it. But I've always felt, of course, I'm half Russian, so of course there is an affinity there.
If you could go anywhere tomorrow, where would you go and why?
Tomorrow. I'd go to England and I'd find a little green corner of England with a river running through it and a tree to sit under. And I'd just sit there for the afternoon with a book and a pillow to go to sleep on.
Stephaan Harris of Washington, D.C. asked, which director or directors did you learn the most from and why?
The truth is you learn a different thing from all of them. I think the best bit of advice I was ever given about film acting came from an American actor and producer and director called Bob Balaban. He said, you don't know where the arrow is going to land, the arrow of your performance, of the take, of that moment. You have no idea. And I had found that out to be true, that you intensely try and emotionally express, the pain of loss of whatever, whatever you're trying to do. And then what's on the screen is something completely different, not what you intended at all. Where did that come from? I didn't do that, I was doing that. And that came out. And that can drive you crazy as an actor. So he taught me, he said, just let the arrow land where it will. Throw it out there, do it as instinctively and as truthfully as possible, but then let it go wherever it goes. And let go of it, and let go of it. Don't torture yourself when you go home at night. And that was great advice, and I've absolutely followed that. It kind of liberated me. You know what, just let it happen, and then let it land where it will.